this is going. We're getting a new van.
I'd go to Eastbourne.
Here's all the stuff that we got from the garage. This is the one thing that I want. Oh wow.
Got diesel in my hair. And quite frankly, I just want to go.
Say it's got to be a bit of a nightmare, this, isn't it?
Yeah. This week is a big one. We are officially in the process of putting the lift pit in. I mean, you will have never seen that. And then we're going back to Fountain Street for a very special moment, concreting and finishing off the first 1, 2, 3, 4 plots. And then we're gonna go check in with Jaden and Jonty because there's a pipe that needs to be relocated. And then of course, we've got to say goodbye to this beautiful, beautiful van. Mint condition. We're getting rid of the Iveco, sadly, and we're gonna go pick up a new van in Eastbourne. So that's gonna be a huge day. That's gonna be Thursday. It's a big, big, big week for everybody involved.
If this week's episode is rubbish, blame these two.
It's our fault.
Right, so we're here on Travis Court, did a meeting with the boys this morning so everyone knows what they're doing and what the plan is, because we need to get this out as soon as possible for Terry. So let's go speak to the boys and see what's going on. Hello, how you doing? Hi, Sean. Hi, Ace. Hi, how you getting on with it?
Getting there.
Yeah, let's just come together quick, hasn't it? Task's got an ace with doing this lift pit on Travis Court, so this is him doing the lift pit. We've got the 2 sheets of mesh down in the bottom of it. They run a bar across, they're putting the U-bars in, and then those there are in the middle you can see they've done boxes of links, and they're the spacers because this lift pit's 600mm wide. So to space it off, we're using some links that we got Collins to manufacture. So putting the U-bars in on the ends, finishing those spacers, then they'll drop 2 more sheets of mesh onto that and then tie the U-bars into it all. And then Terry's gonna shutter it up, whose site this is. And then when it's shuttered, he wants us to pour this tomorrow. He's gonna use his digger to drop the concrete in because he wanted this bit done as soon as possible. So all hands on deck to get this lift pit in to get Terry moving to where he wants to be. And then we'll go have a look around the rest of the site. We've got the other lads dropping beams in on it. So let's go have a look. Where do you think we'll get to today then?
I don't see why we shouldn't get tied in today.
All tied in today. So literally whoever comes back tomorrow, lift pit and this bit through here, and then they're done then.
Yeah.
Nice. Nice. And then Wednesday, get this poured and done. So this is Sam, who's going to do the bending schedules on it. Scott's assisting him, and as he said, all the cages going in between the piles, get them spaced up, and then tie them together. So Sam's basically running this from a bending perspective to help him learn the next levels of the job, because Sam's very, very capable. Give him a Grundamat and an extension, he'll knock them out, no problem. So he's looking to move up to this next level where you get a big apartment block like this. He can read the bending schedule, make sure he's got the datums, make sure he's got the profiles, liaise with the client, and then get it all concreted. He's got the ability, he's got the willingness, and he wants to do it. So we'll get this one over the line with a bit of assistance with some questions where he needs, and then I reckon a few months' time he'll be knocking these out on his own. So This is Sam. So this is what we like when we're on the bigger jobs. You can see the fellows there that are working with us, and they're doing all the shuttering. You can see they've got the string lines up, showing where the outside of the cage goes. They put string lines through for the centre of the piles, and it's things like this where they're setting out to let us know where their building's going, because they're down for setting out, that make the jobs run faster, smoother, better. Everyone gets the right finishes, the right datums. And for some reason, you don't get this on every job. You turn up to jobs and they're just like, just put it in and we'll think about it afterwards. And then afterwards, things aren't in the place they should be. So it's good to come on a job where you clearly work with professionals. So you can just see how much of a smoother process and a better job it is when you work with people that know what they're doing.
What's happening? So that's what all that traffic was about. Burnt out wagon. That's his favourite pose, that.
Right, Ian. Pulled yourself the short straw right here, haven't you? Well, Jaden's playing on the digger and you're around to do the breaking out. Operating, sorry mate. Yeah, operating.
No time to be watering plants, Jaden. Work to be done.
You're the young one. It's not ideal, is it? Neat. We missed the sausage butties this morning, John said.
What's the point?
Should we just go home now? Okay, we're in Oral at Wigan and we're doing a raft for this one. No piling involved at all. So there was a conservatory here. You can see the concrete footing that we'll have to take out. We've dug all this down so far. We need to break the rest of that footing out. We need to get the vis screen down. We need to MOT it. We need to dig the trenches for the external beam. Then we need to drop steel work in for the external beam. Presume it'll probably be mesh for the raft itself. It'll obviously mesh for the raft itself. Link back to that beam and then concrete and float it all through. However, when we've been doing this job, we've come across some drains, which you can see here, and those drains can't run through the raft. And the problem is, the manhole for the drains, or the connection for the drains, is at the front of the site. So, we have to get the drains. We don't normally do drainage, but Steve, the homeowner, didn't have anyone that could do it for him. And Ian from the office has kindly volunteered himself to do it, so he's priced it, got the materials, and is here on site today doing the drainage for the job. It's also from an internal soil stack, so what we happen to do is take the corner of the house out, then break through the existing raft of the house, which has an upstand on it, and then we're hoping we can then turn branch to the internal soil stack around, put a new connection on it, and then we're digging a channel from the corner of the house round to the front to connect it into the drainage around the front of the house. So let's go have a look at where they're knocking out the corner of the building to expose the internal soil stack. Jaden has a shovel.
I'll do this.
This is a YouTuber with digger back.
Redirecting the drains because they're in the wrong spot. Making a whole trench for the drains to reconnect to that manhole there.
So we're connecting, you're digging this trench up to there to connect into that manhole where?
Yeah.
Are you upset that you can't use your digger here?
Yeah. And you ain't got me a pecker.
And you ain't got your pecker?
What's that? Can't dig it out.
Looks like concrete, that to me, mate.
I know.
No, you have to use a breaker on that.
If I had two air hoses then I'd be able to do it now, but they're doing it.
I've got to say, it's got to be a bit of a nightmare, this, isn't it?
There's a 5mm drop difference from the back one to that.
Well, I'm glad Ian's doing this job and not me.
Yeah. I know. I'll leave it to him.
Yeah. You like choosing diggers, don't you, Jay?
I've not got my licence for this, that's why.
He hasn't got his licence for it. It doesn't have heating in it. He doesn't have a stereo.
And that one. What's this?
What? No heating, no stereo?
No doors or anything.
You gotta put a complaint in, mate.
So, Jaden, have you seen our weekly episode?
Maybe.
Did you watch all 50 minutes of it?
No, I skipped to my bit.
Yeah.
Which went very long.
That's what I do.
Went very long this week.
It's alright.
I've not had my haircut or anything.
You want a minimum of 5 minutes this week, don't you? Hey, you was going on about me on your job.
Which one? Oh yeah?
Yeah, you said, I heard the words Portugal and Benidorm, and then it cut out. So what were you saying, Jaden?
It's just that that we can't afford to go there, we'd love to go with you.
You know,
Should that be a work to do moment, maybe?
well,
Portugal.
I think you'd have to speak to Neil about that. Tell the camera how you like and subscribe.
I like it.
What about this work to do we were having? You were meant to organise the summer one.
You haven't given me a budget.
Budget?
I need 1,500, £2,000, then I can book things in.
It's all about money, this lad. It was your idea.
My job title hasn't changed, I'm still...
It has.
Party organiser / piling up.
So Jaden, when will this job be done by?
A couple of weeks.
He's trying to take over Kev for entertainment value.
Have you done it yet?
That's that father and son bond, isn't it?
You don't look old enough to be his dad, Jaden. Right, come on, let's get the other side. Right, so we're on the other side here and you can see the drain, and this is where they've exposed it, took the existing raft out, and now you can see what's going on. That's where the trench is that goes back to Jaden. So now we need to figure out how we're going to turn this round so then we can put a new run of the drain through to meet back to the manhole on the front. So just putting it open now and see if we can turn the bend round on it. So you can see we've exposed it here. That's the internal soil stack. That's the bend that we want to turn. So what you've got to do now is this section off here, use that for leverage, and then you can turn that round and probably cut this down, get rid of that. Turn that round, and then you can see through here, is where Ian stood, that's where Jaden was before. So if they spin that, and they can run a new drainage round to the front and round to the manhole that we showed. And that then, if you look down behind John, you can see all these drains here. That then gets all these drains redundant, then we can put this raft in without all the drains being in the way. I was speaking to Steve, the homeowner. Now, unfortunately, the mic was muted, so we didn't catch any of what me and Steve was talking about. But one of the things that Steve did say is he watches us on YouTube because he recognised me straight away. He's a follower and a watcher of our YouTube channel. So big up, Steve.
We are back in Middleton for the remaining of the cages to go in. We've got Sam, Liam, and our new starter, Ryan, on site doing the metal work. There they are, that's the pit. This is a lift pit, as in an elevator shaft pit. So that's the foundations for an elevator that's going into the middle of the building. This is an apartment complex, obviously that needs to be strong. That all got caged up yesterday, and the concrete is booked for noon today. So while we're waiting on concrete for that, I'm going to finish off all the shuttering, all the metal work. Huge plot. So I'd say looking at it, they're about 75% of the way there, and it is still early in the morning. It's only about 9 o'clock, so boys will have no trouble with that. And then tomorrow, the concrete for the whole footing is going in, basically. So considering the last 2 weeks, we went from finishing the last piles to having it all almost caged up. Pretty good. Yeah, big cages too. The lads have got their work cut out for them today. I'm going to help in any way I can. Yeah, I suppose. Cue sexy montage of the cages. Where are we up to now? So it's just finish that corner, tie this in. Oh, does that need digging out yet? Because of the concrete going into the museum. It's all been tied in. Tie wraps. Corner. And then you've got your tie bars that come around. This corner's made up of tie bars. I'll show you this. So as you can see, there's no actual cage here. These are just pile bars that have been tied together to make the formation of them. Snakes all the way around there. And then you've got Sam, Sean, me and Beaumont helping with the shuttering. And then the spaces around the edge, piles are all concreted. And then what Liam was saying before was that this channel here hasn't been dug out yet for the purpose of the concrete going into the foundations for the elevator that's going to be in the building. So once the concrete is poured, which is on at 1 o'clock today, they'll excavate this channel and then the cages will go through and then they'll be shuttered, spaces will be attached. and they're just filling in the in-between with the shuttering with hardcore and rubble, so that when you fill the concrete it doesn't bow along the shuttering.
Ian Beaumont, I'm the contracts manager. I'm actually on site with the lads.
Do you know Ian Morris gave me them the first day I started at Anvil?
Really?
I kid you not.
Really?
Honestly.
You've looked after them that long?
Just channel lock. There's some seat, there seems some life then.
And you've had these for how many years?
21.
21 Have no rest.
How old do you think I am, you cheeky get?
Pull that out. So this beam here, does that extend into this?
Run right through, yeah.
And so we've got about 10 metres of beam.
Yeah.
Right, because we're stood around now waiting for concrete. Let's get these lads to lift and get these spacer bars tied on. You know, the sides of the beam like they've been doing. To me, to you, to me, to you.
It's the rules, isn't it? If you don't do it, you're not English. Oh, I like filming you, Liam. Well, you're just very photogenic.
Photogenic?
Yeah.
You know all the drains. That's how I knew where all the drains were at.
This is my laser. There are many like it, but this one is mine.
You bob on there, sunshine.
Yep.
That's mine, I'm sure. Oh, I know, but I'm sure Brad said I was on that one. No, he didn't actually, mate. What he said, Bowie, don't let them thieving swines in the yard get it, especially Sam Robinson. He's the worst. Well, must have been here then, Sam Samuel. The earlier this is cast or poured, the quicker we get onto what we've got to finish off before the end of the day. Not having me and my lads working till 8, 9 o'clock because concrete's after 2 o'clock. As I say, I understand it's not your problem, it's not your fault. Do you know what I mean? I'm not having to go at you personally, it's just that it proper screws with our programme. If that happens, you're going to have to postpone tomorrow's delivery, and that's 70 something cube. It needs to be now for us to stick to programme. You're telling me 2 o'clock now? Waiting for the phone call back. Yeah. So, it's everything else that follows.
Yeah, because you've got to tie everything in and everything,
yeah.
Isn't it? So it's a knock-on effect, I understand that.
Yeah, but all I'm saying is, I'm trying to use the 70 cube as leverage. Yeah. You're jeopardising a 70 cube pour.
So what's the crack?
They're blaming us. Got the mix design 2 hours ago. They're saying they didn't get the mix, they've only just had the mix design. I said, no, I gave it our office over 2 hours ago. 2 hours ago to give to your place. We've only just got it off your office. Fuck off. So I've told them to postpone it provisionally for now. Right. I'm working at 130, 140 cube, but at 140 cube it's over 8 grand for this pour. That's what they're losing. I don't care how big your business is, 8 grand's a chunk of money.
So here we are in Macclesfield at the infamous Fountain Street job. It's the 8th week that they're on this site, and the piling boys are excited to have the concrete in on the first spot today. That's what we've all been waiting for. So yeah, let's see how it goes pouring. So unfortunately I've got to shoot back to the office, finish off last week's weekly episode. We're gonna have to leave it on a cliffhanger to see whether this beautiful, beautiful concrete turns out okay. Find out in next week's episode how it comes out.
Right, the concrete's here. It's 3 o'clock, it's not his fault. Just a bit of poor organisation from the firm by the looks of it. It's a drum mixer and it's about 6 cube going in the hole. I'm just gonna bank him in and then you'll see some concrete content.
Anyway, here's all the stuff that we got from the garage. Here's that compressor that me and Kanan lifted in, and literally it starts from the front here, and it runs all the way back. And we've got, this is the one thing that I want. This is going to be fun, isn't it? Professional,
Of course.
as always. And I mean, we got stuff like snap-on diagnostic machines. I mean, some of the stuff is unreal that we got here, but that's just one example of the things we got. Like that. So, in these boxes is a lot of tools of value. Here, generally, is the tools. You can see all the boxes. Tools again, oils, airlines, still saw, tools, more tools, fuel drums, which we use lots of, plasma cutter, more tools, not sure, a vice, grease, oils, repairs, wash and wax, more grease, oils, antifreeze, all sorts of oils and lubricants, all sorts of oil and lubricants, batteries, parts, alternators. Obviously we'll scrap these alternators and start motors at some point. And then on the other side, which is quite hard to get to with this stocking, we've got that blue table there, workbench, which we'll use. We've got the jacks over there, this shelving, which we're actually going to use in the piling in the back room. We need to pull that out at some point. The gun safe that you're seeing, a winch, an oil extractor, some hand tools, and I think that's the lot. I need them step ladders. I think that's a lot. So as you can see, we got a lot of stuff out of this garage, and this full wall is everything that we got. At some point, we're going to use it, but at the minute, we keep it all locked up. So we might look to get a mechanic in, plant mechanic HGV at some point and use this unit, but at the minute, we're not using it. It's just for storage for this sort of motor stuff. So yeah, this is our garage haul from the other day.
Morning. Good morning. So today is the day that we've got that 70 cubic metre concrete pour at Middleton. The job's finally getting boxed off. So we'll see you there. I said have a good one. We've lucked out with our concrete guys, we really have. Just in terms of personality and they just get on with it. Like, do they do the job? Yes. And are they tolerable and professional? Yes. We're really lucky. But yeah, we're going to Middleton again today, only this time is the last time. And kiss goodbye to this big commercial job. It's 70 cubic meters of concrete. That's 7 to 10 full volumetrics, but it could be drum mixers which hold less, so be as many as 11 wagons coming today. But it's just going to be concrete content today, through and through, so we'll see how they get on. And just like that, we've arrived. A few different people on site than yesterday. It looks like they've excavated that either early this morning or they did it yesterday and they're cutting the piles down. Let's go have a look. In yesterday's video, this channel hadn't been dug out because we had to pour concrete in there. It has now been dug out, and this pile's now been, been cut down, and now the concrete has to be chipped so that the ring beams can go through from here all the way to there, and the ring beams here ready to go on the digger. Yeah, Aaron's here with me. It's me and Aaron today. Concrete manager. Concrete content. Yeah, me and Aaron are going to be, well, we're going to just be here, aren't we? We're just going to be here all day. And it's not looking, the prognosis is not good for the weather, is it? When I heard, Aaron told me this morning that he was going to be here, and I got excited thinking it was us that was going to be doing the concrete, but nah, never mind. Drum mixers from Breedon's today, and they're going to try and work as fast as they can getting wagons here when wagons leave, because obviously it's a lot of concrete. So this is wagon number 3 now, delivering some more concrete. And I got told by the wagon driver it's about 6.5 cube, I think, at a time. So once this wagon is done, that'll be 19.5 cube for this back leg.
Right, this is RI Veco. We've had this van about 5 years. It's probably my favourite van. However, it's now done 100,000 miles and the clutch is slipping on it and the back in it's rusted, so starting to hit the point for us we probably need to cycle this out. I like these old school vans. I mean, I used to drive the Astras and the Combos, and my first big van like this was a Vauxhall RHINO, and I remember getting it, and at the time I was probably about 18, 19, and bearing in mind that I'd only drove sort of Combos and Astras, I was like, how the fuck am I gonna drive that? It's massive. I can't see where I'm reversing to, because obviously you can't see through the back of it. And he said to me, just get in it and drive it. So I just got in it and drove it, and then ever since then, yeah, we're finding it. It's one of those things you just gotta do. So I love the old school vans, no technology on them. It's the best way to learn to drive. Unfortunately, it's going. It's a sad day, but it means we've got some good content coming. We're going to get an MOT on this, 12 months, fix what it needs to be done and get it up on eBay. and we are going getting a new van. So, well, it's not a brand new van, a 20 plate Peugeot Boxer, so it's the same as what we've got in the fleet already, but it's only done 18,000 miles. Now, originally I had this vision where I wanted all the vans to be coloured black with the yellow sign writing on it. I wanted them all to be brand new, Ivecos, but the thing is, they're like 45 grand a go now, and you think if we change all our vans to that, it's a hell of a lot of money, and it's a lot of money to then find on a weekly basis. And to be honest with you, what's the point? Apart from it looking really, really good, it doesn't earn us any more money. It doesn't help us, it's just a vision thing. And I think that was just more like a vision I had in my head of everything being black with RHINO logos. But the reality of it is that money, instead of overspending on looking good, we could invest the money, more equipment, so we could buy more drop weights and piling rigs and invest into other companies we want to buy, like other piling companies or structural engineer. We need a bigger yard because we're running out of space on this yard. Invest in the lads' training. Not everyone's got the digger tickets, not everyone's got their A45 tickets. So I've took a decision where I've always had this vision where I want everything to be black and branded, which will cost us a load of money, to go, actually, we don't need that. So it don't make the delivery of our product to anyone any better. What would make more sense is, instead of spending all of that money into there, would be to make the business better in terms of like those things that I said previous. So this is going, we're getting a new van. As I said, it's done 18,000 miles, it's a 20 plate, and it's all the way down in Eastbourne. Now, we're based in Manchester, so Eastbourne's like 5 hours away from here. So we've got a nice, exciting trip. Not sure who's going. It won't be me. This is the Iveco coming out the fleet. Sad day for me personally, because I like it, but we've got to move forwards.
All the way down. Carry on here.
How'd you find it, Aaron? I've got a hang of it now. Yeah, because of the pressure of all that concrete coming through it, I bet it's got some kickback. Not bad, eh? For your first time operating a boom pump. Well, I say operating, I mean aiming and firing. Okay, so I've just popped out while we're waiting for the rest of the concrete to come from the drum mixers from Breedon's. I've just grabbed Aaron and myself a sandwich each. So it's going really well, despite the weather. I don't know if you can see in the video, but it is just pattering it down. It comes in waves. At the moment it's just fine rain. It doesn't affect the concrete at all. The way that concrete works is it's a chemical reaction. It happens on volumetrics, it happens instantly. As soon as you start combining them, it collects at the bottom of the chute, straight up the auger, and then what you have is freshly mixed concrete. But with drum mixers, it's already pre-mixed at their plant, so the water that is added, even if it is a minuscule amount, it's not nearly enough to weaken the concrete, so you can pour concrete in the rain. It's just a little bit of a morale dampener, pardon the pun. But we've got another wagon here. Must have arrived recently, because I was probably gone about 15 minutes. Right, so let's see how the lads are cracking on. We're not going to be here all day like we thought, which is a magical bit of news. So we should see this done by the end of the day. Hopefully, if the rain improves, I'll be able to get the drone up in the air for you to show you from a bird's eye view. So, looking at the job, we're about, I want to say 70% of the way there now. I think this is wagon number 8 or 9, load number 8 or 9. They've been using 3 separate drum mixer wagons, all working sort of back to back to back, and I've got to tell you, it's been pretty good, and you'd hope so, because we had a bit of an issue yesterday with some concrete arriving late. It ended up working out in our favour, as we still managed to get everything done for that lift pit, and this channel was dug out. They've just been backfilling. in this area here as we've been going around. The shuttering is held up mostly, or lintel, I'm not sure which one what it is. Yeah, this is where we are now. And then these big channels. Let's have a look. Ooh, there you go. Let's have a look here. You got a bit of concrete on you.
All over my fucking thing, all over your screen and your camera as well. Anyone stop you in the truck?
How's that? What do you reckon, Aaron?
All time.
Pub.
Okay, so we are going to Eastbourne to pick the van up. There's a reason why I'm here. This is the most recent van we purchased. We purchased it brand new, and this one is on finance till 2027. Now, RHINO Piling's been going 7 years, and everything that we have actually comes out of finance this year. So all of our excavators, all of our drop weights, all of our vans, everything. Apart from this van here, and the van that we're buying from Eastbourne, we're actually buying in cash. We're not taking any finance on it. Now, the reason being is, you'll all remember COVID, and when COVID happened, one of the first things that I did was I created a spreadsheet, and this spreadsheet is how much does it cost you every month if you don't turn the lights on, i.e. the rent doesn't go away, the electric don't go away, the rates doesn't go away, your monthly subscriptions, insurance doesn't go away. All these costs on a monthly basis, whether you come in and work or don't work, you still need to pay these bills. You can't turn around to Tameside, well, our council, and say, not paying your business rates this month because we've not worked this month. It just doesn't work that way. So one of the things that I've decided is that we want to get out of all our finance, hence why we're buying this one outright. This is our last one for 2027, and the reason why I want to do that is if we don't have any finance on anything, we have less commitments every month on money that we need to find. That makes us more secure as a business. And one of the things that I've been trying to do with this business is to try and get it as secure as possible, not just for me, but for all the guys here. If we have less liabilities and we have a bad time, because as you'll know, the economy peaks and troughs and you have no control of it, we have a better chance of surviving it, because all the lads here, we're seasonal. So from March to December, we're busy. January to March, we're dead, no one wants us. But all these lads down on the ground and up in the office, now I'll find them work between January to March to keep them busy. We're lucky, we own this building, we own other buildings around the area, and there's always something to be done, there's always something to improve. So our lads are always in work. No matter what's going on, we're always working, we're always paying them. We can't turn around and say, great work for 9 months, take 3 months off and we'll see you again. You get a good lad, you want to keep. Anything does happen in the economy, especially with it all being a little bit crazy at the minute. It's been uncertain for a while. Now you've got the Trump tariffs going on. I want us all to be secure here. I want these guys to have jobs through the rough times and the smooth times, and those guys to feel secure. And that's why we're not going in getting more finance. It's to give us all the security going forwards. What costs you the most in business? Pretty much every business, what walks on 2 legs, that's your labour. But the most important thing in your business is the people in it. You've got to have good people, you've got to retain good people, you've got to find new talent to bring in. So we want to give that security to our guys, that they know they've got jobs here forever, as opposed to having all the fancy vans and the nice signage and all that sort of stuff, which is nice to have. But I think security, being here for the long term and being able to give that security to us and to all our guys is more important than anything that we do.
Oh, right, so we're gonna go pick Aaron up, and we're gonna do half of the first leg each down to Eastbourne to pick up this new van. I'm gonna do the first half, and then Aaron will do the second half after we stop for some breakfast halfway. And then he's off to split off to Somerset, I think, to go and pick up an air winch for the piling lads. And then I'm gonna head straight back. Right, we've just come past the M6 toll. At the moment, it says we're 3 hours and 36 minutes away, 178 miles. But we're gonna stop in about an hour, revitalise, aren't we? We're gonna refresh and provide and renew. We've stopped for some food, some caffeine. It wasn't that bad a drive, to be fair. We didn't hit any traffic because I think it's still too early for traffic. How do you feel, Aaron? Yeah? I feel like you and me look like we've been through the ringer. And away we go. Oh. The screen wash in my mouth.
M25 car park.
That lorry, not 10-15 seconds ago, just had a tyre blowout right next to us, and now we're on the M25. We've had no traffic, really, all morning.
Clear run all the way.
Oh dear, it still says
10 past 10.
10 past 10. Hour and 46 minutes, 73 miles. Wish us luck. Made good time, haven't we, really?
Yeah, we've been brilliant time considering we nearly stopped on the M25.
Yeah. You had a game of football on the M25? 100 of you?
Wrong side of the motorway. Sat there 7 hours, we all played football on one side of the motorway. People had towels out, sunbathing and everything. Police come down and handing bottles of water out and everything towards us.
Wow. There we go. Oh, they price match. It's making me want to move down south. It is beautiful, isn't it, down here? Once you get past London, things start to look green and nice, and
I like green.
especially when it's on fire. Yeah, this is class, this. I want to have a look where we are on the maps. Let's have a look, shall we?
Why the fuck have you got a picture of Brad on your phone?
I've no idea what you're talking about. It's not going to do it for me, is it? Yeah, that's a church.
Party on the road.
5 minutes away. Let's go. Let's go to Eastbourne.
Final part of the journey.
Oh, aye. I'm going to pull in now.
I won't quit my day job, don't worry. Oh, that's nice.
Where's the reception? I'll go and ask for these.
Alright, pal, come to collect a van.
No, haven't test drove it yet because they're just washing it at the moment, but we'll give it a quick drive up and down the industrial estate to make sure everything's fine with it. Right. Finally, at long last, we're going to test drive this bad boy. What a beautiful day for it as well. We'll get back to Manchester and it'll be raining. Yeah. Might just stay down here. In fact, I'll call Neil now. Hey Neil, we're just test driving the van now. No major problems or anything like that, but Aaron's noticed that the steering wheel's got a bit of wobble at about 70 miles an hour. Yeah, tracking more than likes it slightly to the left, doesn't it?
About 5 to.
Aaron and I will go and get some petrol. We can both use the fuel card then and we'll go our separate ways. Yeah, no problem. Yeah, you can go ahead on that now. I'll speak to the guy. Okay, so a little bit of messing around. All in all, I think it was a pretty good deal for a 70 plate van. Can't really go wrong. I mean, in my personal opinion, I think Brad could have found one a little bit closer to Manchester. In terms of fatigue, Aaron and I are both absolutely fine. When I picked him up, he was quite tired, obviously. I picked him up at 4:58 a.m. at the office in the yard. Yeah, it's a van. It's all right. I mean, it's a 5-year-old Peugeot Boxer. It's just a van. I think it was a farm purchase beforehand because it's got muddy tyres and it wasn't big enough to fit in the photography booth to sell, so he took it in at the farm that he'd bought it from, I think, or his mate's farm, I think he said, something like that. Yeah, it's a good enough van. It needs the tracking doing, it needs a wheel alignment, so that should solve some problems. Jake was nice enough to knock some money off the owner of CarPlex. So yeah, we'll just fuel up and then we'll be on our merry way. Hang on a minute. The cap. It's full, but there's meant to be a cap on top of the tank. Fuck's sake! Fucking petrol all over me now.
Oh, Jesus, you've got to be joking. Oh my God. Jesus Christ.
Right, well, this fucking complicates things slightly, doesn't it? I wouldn't mind if we were ever so slightly closer to CarPlex.
Thank you for calling CarPlex.
Hi, is that Jake? Rhino Piling, we just bought the van.
Hello, how you doing? You alright?
Okay, no problem. We'll have to, I'll just let Aaron know the plan. We're going to go back to him, he's going to have a technician fix it for us immediately. Okay, so he'll plug it for us. Yeah, I appreciate that, no problem. I'm going to have a look in the shop and see if I can plug it temporarily with something else, like an earbud or something, I don't know. No problem. It's obviously not your fault, Jake. I won't give you a hard time, but we'll head straight there now, mate. Nice one. So I'm going to try and plug the hole in the fuel tank temporarily with something that isn't going to set, so it doesn't go into the fuel tank. Yeah, we'll see how we get on.
Thank God, even mechanically wise.
Mechanically special. Yeah, it's just it's meant to be there. It's not like they've it's not like there's a hole in it for no reason. It'll just be a little rubber plug, so it's an easy fix. They'll sort it for us and then we can be on our way, and hopefully you can make it for that air winch. That's a sick angle, that. And that's going to look good. I'm trying to just stuff it in as best I can. I don't want us to lose any more diesel.
Oh, your hair's soaking, mate. Good job, you love your job, innit?
There we go. See, that's why I brought the whole thing. Just the whole sponge. Just... Oh.
Stunning.
All is one for the money. Once again, really sorry about that, mate. We're all set now. I hope you have a good weekend, okay? A better weekend than ours. Fuck's sake. I just stink of diesel now, and I'm gonna stink of diesel for the next 6 hours. I've obviously stuffed about this much of the sponge into the hole to hopefully secure it enough just for this journey back to the dealerships, and apparently they'll sort it for us immediately. You know, this is just something that we don't need right now. It's not a very good way to start off buying a new vehicle. Jake from Carplex, when I called him, he was very, very good at helping us with a solution. He was extremely apologetic, as you may have heard. You know, obviously he feels partially responsible because he sold us the vehicle, but there's no way he could have known that that was going to happen when the van didn't have very much fuel in it to begin with. He said that it had a new fuel hose attached because there was a rupture. If it's a high pressure hose, they would have had to remove diesel from the system, which means the tank. That's what's happened. So when they were draining the fuel tank, they've obviously forgotten to put that bung back in. I've got diesel in my hair, and quite frankly, I just want to go. Keep coming nice and slow, mate. So the technician's going to get it on the ramp to have a look at the issue. Hopefully, with a little bit of luck, we can be on our way. Unfortunately, we're not going to be able to get the winch that we planned on getting. Your mighty steed. They're just waiting on some fuel resistant putty to fill the hole, and then leave that to set for about 20 to 30 minutes. And then we are good to go officially. We're not going to get to pick up the winch, but it has been purchased. There you are, mate, nice one. It's been a long shit day, hasn't it?
Only halfway there yet, mate.
I know, we need to do the 5.5 hour journey back. Yeah, just take it slow. Right, it's 3:45. If we had picked the van up as we did and fueled up and been on our way, Aaron and I would be 2.5 hours into our 5.5 hour journey home, but we aren't, so we're not. It's been a long old day. I can't even figure that out right now, I'm too tired. Sorry, I don't really have a lot to talk about, to be honest. It just is what it is. They've fixed the issue on the van, and then the poor fella, he didn't realise that Carplex were going to be paying for that one. So yeah, I guess cue time lapse for as long as this battery has. I don't know if you can see that. That's one hell of a view, isn't it? Here's a brain teaser for you. Let me know in the comments what you guys think the longest car park in the UK is. I'll give you a moment. Did you guess right? If you answered the M25, congratulations. It's dark now. I am 50 miles approximately from Manchester. Just to sort of conclude on the day and how everything went. It didn't go great, to be honest with you. It didn't go nearly as well as we'd hoped. All in all, it's been, if I get home at the exact time it says here, 9:45, it will have been a 6 hour day for driving for both of us, just for the journey back. So it was 5 hours approximately going there, and then 6 hours on the way home. Aaron's a little bit further ahead than me, I think he looked out a little bit more with the traffic. We both got redirected off the M25, so there was a good 15-minute stint of me just not moving along with everyone else. So it was an absolute nightmare. Today has been a bit of a disaster, to be honest. However, we do have a new van. So that's how today's gone. I can imagine Aaron's just as tired as I am. 49 minutes until we're home, and then it's, thank Christ, a bank holiday weekend. So Good Friday tomorrow, Saturday, Sunday, oh, and Monday off as well. Stay tuned for next time when we, I don't know, pick up a helicopter from Botswana.